elitism is something that's been going on for years and years and years in World of Warcraft. And so it's really no surprise that in Season of Discovery, players are being elitist. Now, there are, I think, some instances that being a little bit elitist or exclusive is okay. So, specific to Season of Discovery, maybe when you're doing a pre-made, you want people who really know how to do Warsong Gulch and they've got the appropriate gear and PvP spec, maybe even a few faps. And that's okay for you to say, hey, this is a top-notch PvP team, and if you want to be on it, you gotta meet our requirements. But when Black Fathom Deeps is so easy, so brain dead easy, what's with the elitism? You have to have 99 parses to join our group. And it's okay that it's easy. Easy things can be fun, and I think people are having a lot of fun doing Black Fathom Deeps. Hey all, I'm Dwarflord, and Classic WoW, it floats my boat. If it floats your boat, maybe you'll like this and other videos. So why do players become elitist? Well, I think part of it is stuff like YouTube, logs, and the players, they try to emulate what the top players are doing. But the players emulating the top players are not doing the same level of content. So whether it's a mythic raid and the world first team is using this very specific fight to beat the boss the first time with way undertuned gear, they don't have all the good gear, they have to use a very specific comp. Okay. But if you're going to be killing that boss 2 months later, it doesn't matter what your tank is or who your healers are to an extent. And the same goes for Mythic Plus. People say, oh, this group used this comp for doing this 25 dungeon. We need this tank, this healer, and these exact DPS. If you don't fit this mold, you're not welcome in our group. And then Black Fathom Deep comes out, and it's a snooze fest. It's so easy. The most difficult thing is dodging a couple Murlocs, and yeah, you got a little DPS check on Kelris. And it's just so easy. So yeah, it's nice to have a Feral Druid and a Warrior and a Hunter and min-max all the buffs, but you can see here in this video, I'm playing on my Feral Druid and we don't have a Warrior. Gosh darn it, I'd really like a Battle Shout, but we don't have it, and we one-shot all the bosses. It was so easy. So let's switch over here to some Stockades footage where my girlfriend and I are well, she's level 24. Now she's 25 because I've been slowly leveling her character a little bit too. The goal is to have her experience Black Fathom Deeps before the next phase hits. I think this weekend we'll be doing Shadowfang Keep, finally getting her Warrior the Raging Blow rune, and then it's Black Fathom Deeps time. She has all her pre-raid bis, which she's gotten lucky with the dungeons we've done, and I've also helped her out a little bit getting some of her items. But basically, I want her to have a good experience, because as a new player, she's very critical of herself, and it's kind of cute. I'll tell her like, okay, so Thunderclap, it costs 20 rage, doesn't do that much damage. So if you use it sometimes, it's not that big of a deal, because if it hits a bunch of mobs, it's going to make them do less damage to me. I'm normally tanking, and so it's not a bad thing, but it would be better if you were to use Cleave or Heroic Strike. And then she'll use Thunderclap and she'll say, oops, sorry. And I'm like, well, you don't have to say sorry. It's not a big deal. But anyways, sometimes she does the most damage in a pull. And I say, whatever you did, just keep on doing that. And then other times she's complaining that the mobs are moving too much. And she's like, I'm lost. My camera angle's all messed up. And I'm sure when you first started playing the game, you experienced that as well. And so I'm seeing these groups who are very elitist. I'm just like, okay, I need to not have that be her first experience in Black Fathom Deeps, where the bosses just kind of are loot pinatas at this point. And yeah, the first week or two, it was a little bit more difficult. And groups were really wanting like 2 priests. It's like, we need 2 disciplined priests to heal our group. We will not take anything else. We need this. This is the group that other people use. This is the group that I have to use. I can't go against the mold. And so as long as like, I know there are chill groups out there. I did actually see one group saying, looking for more Black Fathom Deeps, no experience required. That's the kind of group I'm going to try and find for me and my girlfriend, just so that she can have a good experience and not be ridiculed. Like, oh, why is this warrior using Thunderclap? You know, I don't need that in her life. And so ultimately, nice people are out there, but so are elitist assholes. And hey, I can be an elitist asshole at times too, but when it's appropriate. Now, is this video gonna stop people from being elitist? I don't think so. Of course not. I'm not naive to think that. But let us recognize that maybe we're part of the problem sometimes. And is there a need to be so elitist and exclusive to get into a Black Fathom Deeps group? Is Nomergon going to be so difficult? Season of Discovery is meant to be a season of discovery where you discover new things. And yes, people are going to min-max, and that's totally okay. If you're doing a speed run and you're trying to beat Black Fathom Deeps in 15 minutes, yes, be elitist. But if you're just doing a 30, 40, 50, 60 minute clear, who cares, man? It's a joke. It's easy. And it's kind of like when you have these parents who want their kid to be like the best on their hockey team, and they're like yelling at the coach and getting so serious. It's like, bro, they're 8-year-olds. Who cares? Black Fathom Deeps is like the little leagues. It's nothing. So I would love to know your thoughts and experiences specifically when getting into Black Fathom Deeps groups. Have you had difficulty getting into groups? Have you been looking for hours and hours? I've had people comment on streams saying that, yeah, I was, it took me 2 hours to find a group. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked what you saw, please comment and subscribe, and I would love to chat with you. I'm streaming now most evenings on YouTube Live here right on this channel, so pop in and say hello. Dwarf Lord out.